Quit India movement, 1942. Mahatma Gandhi, father of nation, he started Quit India movement. Quit India movement that we cannot tolerate you now. Okay, to Britishers who had formed Indian National Congress and who had built Parliament, Presidential House, and then Assembly House, Governor House, and who had made, who had kind of discovered or invented so many states like Bihar, Orissa, Bengal, and then Burma, and then Sindh, Punjab, all are Britishers' discovery. Otherwise, there was nothing like this. Uttar Pradesh means North Province, Central Province, and then Bombay, and then Mysore state and Madras state. So these were not there in kind of pre-Britishers era. But Britishers, they were kind enough and they created a kind of different kind of government architecture, hierarchy that was called democratic system, where you have provincial assembly and then you have central assembly. Central assembly used to call parliament and that existed in New Delhi. New Delhi that was designed by one Mr. Architect Lutyens. He was really genius architect. That is there is no question about it. Okay, so New Delhi was found by Mr. Architect Lutyens and then Connaught Place and then a kind of which is changed to Rajiv Chowk now. So Connaught Place and then kind of Parliament, Presidential House, Kingsway, and then all MPs quarters and everything. Mr. Lutyens has kind of invented. I mean, he had designed. Now, in 1942, suddenly Mahatma Gandhi started saying, quit now. Okay, enough is enough. We cannot tolerate your atrocities and quit now. Now, Britishers were also thinking, quit or quit playing game with my heart. Okay, Britishers, if Mahatma Gandhi was saying, quit India movement, quit India, then they were also saying, quit playing games with my, with my heart. I mean, there is a song, right? Okay, so I mean, some boys, okay, backstreet boys, quit playing games with my heart. So Britishers are saying in response when Gandhi is saying quit India, then they are saying quit playing games with my heart. But anyway, in 1942, Mahatma Gandhi he initiated a kind of a movement that please quit. Okay, now Britishers are kind of their hair are straight. Means what is quitting? Now, if you see, elections started in India in 1920 itself, and two elections used to happen: central, kind of a central assembly election or central legislative election, where two chambers were there, upper chamber and lower chamber. So, upper chamber now it is called Rajya Sabha, and lower chamber is called Lok Sabha. So earlier also upper chamber and lower chamber have. So member of kind of central legislative assembly, that is lower chamber, Lok Sabha, that used to happen starting from the 1920 itself, and then Vidhan Sabha and Vidhan Parishad, that was in states. So that were started in 1920s. So in 1934, I believe, central legislative election happened in 1934, and in 1937, it did, so provincial election and central election, they could not happen at the same time. So central election happened separately in 1934, and in 1935, this Election Act, India Act, I don't know, so many acts, they or Constitutional Act, whatever, it came in 1935. Okay, Election Act or whatever. So in 1936, Bihar and Orissa, earlier it was Bihar state, Orissa came out of the Bihar state. Now Orissa is different state. So Bihar, Orissa separated in 1937. But as per the 1935 Act, election in the provinces has to happen, has had to happen. So in 1934, Central Legislative Assembly election, that is Parliament, happened in 1934, whereas in 1937, okay, Provincial Assembly election happened. Congress, they actively took part in 1934 Central Legislative Assembly election, and They took part in 1937 provincial assembly election. Congress took part. Now you tell me one thing. The people who are highly educated and politically they are highly advanced, they are member of Indian National Congress, which was established by co- Britishers. Now they are actively taking part in central legislative election. They are taking part in provincial assembly election. They are sitting in Vidhan Sabha and they had premier. Premier means chief minister. So in 1937, states like North Province, Bihar, Bengal, where Congress became victorious in the provincial election. So their chief minister came. As I always say, Sri Krishna Singh, he became chief minister of the Bihar in 1937 itself. Okay, not in 1947. 1937 itself, he became chief minister. Now, Congress taking actively participating in the elections. Now, they have majority or they are in maximum number in the Central Legislative Assembly, that is Parliament, lower house, and they have assembly, provincial assembly as election. There also they have majority in many states. They have chief ministers. Okay, I have kind of few data as far as number is concerned. Okay, so election happened in 1934 and 1945. That is a kind of central legislative assembly election where Congress took part. Otherwise, election is happening since 1921. And then election happened in 1934 and 1945 Central Legislative Assembly. Election happened for provincial states, states assembly that happened in 1937 and 1946. So for 34 and 37, they are considered as synchronized one, and 45 and 46 they are should be considered as synchronized. So provincial assembly election happened in 37 and 46, where central legislative election happened in 34 and 45. So in 1934 election, okay, Indian National Congress won 42 seats, whereas Congress Nationalist Party won 12 seats. So Congress Nationalist Party you can consider as Muslim party. They won in Bangladesh area and in Punjab area of the Pakistan. And Indian National Congress, they won like United Province, that is Uttar Pradesh, Bihar, or West Bengal side, or Orissa, and these kind of areas. Whereas there is another party, there are nine European seats were reserved for Europeans also. Nine people, nine MP came from the European origin also. People's Party. So in 1934 election, People's Party won three seats. That is Burma. So Burma has another party called People's Party. So Burma is part of India because Britishers entered India from Calcutta. From Calcutta, they started winning west, they started winning east, they started fighting north and far west also. But Pashtuns in Afghanistan, they chased them, and Tibetan, brave Tibetan people, they chased them from Tibet also. So they could go till Pakistan current day, and they could go till Burma and to the southern India till Sri Lanka and north in Nepal and Bhutan. So this, I mean Bhutan especially. So they went till there. And since they could not go up from the Bhutan, they called it McMahon line, McMahon line, McMahon line. Like the McMahon line was built by some god. And there from Pakistan and Afghanistan, that was India. If you go to Turkam border, I believe it is near to Jalalabad and those regions. If you enter from Pakistan to Afghanistan, the border, there it is nicely written in a stone that this is the border of India, not the border of Pakistan. India border is this. So they call it Duran line, Duran line, Duran line, Duran line. I believe, I remember, I hope that name is Duran line. Duran line, Duran line, because we could not go, we could not go on top of it. So Duran line, Duran. Here we cannot cross this line, so McMahon line, McMahon line, McMahon line. All are India only, all are Bharat and Aryavart kingdom only. Okay, they could not cross anyway. Now they have territory from the Peshawar more or less to the Burma. So Burma, the party is People's Party that won three seats. and then independent won 41 seats, and appointed member were again 41 MP. So those were called member of parliament, the way they were called in the England. Okay, so that is the situation. In the election, that is the central election, these are MPs in 1934. So Congress won maximum 42 seats. Now Congress has 42 member of parliament sitting in the parliament. Okay. Now, now in provincial election 1937, Congress won in each state. Now there are MLA, member of Legislative Assembly. So provincial legislative assembly and central legislative assembly. So central legislative assembly they are called member of parliament, and provincial legislative assembly they are called member of legislative assembly, MLA. Okay, Indian National Congress 37 election. Indian National Congress won 711 seats, whereas Muslim League won 106 seats. 711 and 106. And there is another called Unionist Party, and that won 101 seat and other breakup. So Congress they won maximum seat, that is 711, whereas Muslim League won only 106. But Muslim League would have won the area what we see. This is what I am thinking. What we see as Pakistan. But the other places, the election did not happen where, like the kind of princely state, they did not take part in the election. Princely like Bhavalpur or Junagadh, these princely states they did not take part in the election, whereas other took part in the election. From Burma also People's Party. Now this is the situation. Now Indian National Congress they have chief ministers in many provinces like Bihar, United Province, or would be Orissa, I don't know, I don't remember. Bihar United Province and some part of the Bengal. Okay, so these are the places where Congress took part in the election. Now, if I see the 1946 election, so 1945 election, 1945 is the central election that had happened. So 1945, Indian National Congress won. So 1945. 57 seat All India Muslim League won 30 seats, 57-30, whereas total seats were 102. In the provincial elections in 1946, Indian National Congress won 923 seats, whereas Muslim League, All India Muslim League won 425 seats. 923 seats, 425 seats. Whereas there is another party, CPF, that won 8 seats. I believe some communist party or something. And then, okay, so states what were there at that time, okay, in 1946, okay, like Assam, Bengal, Bihar, Bombay, Central Province, Madras, Northwest Frontier, Orissa, Punjab, Sindh, and United Province. Okay, so these in this Burma is not available in 1946, whereas in 1937 election Burma was there. Anyway, so Congress became victorious in 1946 provincial assembly election, and Muslim League got 400 seats. So it became clear that Muslim League should get some country now because they wanted and they are getting 400 seats. What? Now you tell me you are contesting 1934 election, you are contesting 1937 election, you are contesting 1945 election, you are contesting 1946 election. Then what is Quit India movement? You are your politicians. They blindly going with the Britishers. Whatever they are asking you, you are doing. Whatever they are asking, they founded Indian National Congress, and whatever the procedure and protocol they set up, then your kind of representative are going to Britain to take training kind of thing, and now you are kind of taking part in election also. Your party is Britishers party. What kind of Quit India? Obviously, so-called your enemy will say, right, quit playing with game with my heart. Means what are you doing? Now there is a high profile. This is a political scenario. If we see if we see kind of officer scenario, then the highest the kind of the in the government officers powerful, the most powerful is ICS, Imperial Civil Service or Indian Civil Service, where 50% seats are coming from India. That is also divided in Hindu and Muslim and Parsi, whatever, but 50% seats are coming from the India and 50% from the European, that is Imperial Civil Services or Indian Civil Services. In 1947, that became Indian Administrative Service (IAS). Now, Indian Imperial Civil Service or Indian Civil Services. Now, you say you're the most elite people, okay, the most intellectual who are good in study, good in administration, they are participating in ICS examination. Indians were, and examination was happening in Delhi and London. They are participating in in ICS examination. They are becoming district collector. They are becoming judges. Judges means through the British rule and regulation, you have to give the judgment. So they are becoming judges, they are becoming district collectors, and now the people who are highly educated in kind of politics area, they join Indian National Congress and they are becoming MP and MLA. Then what is 1942 Quit India movement? Who will quit now? You are completely, you have kind of, you are attired with British's clothes. Means you look like a Britisher with a coat, tie, and pants. Only thing your skin color is not changed. Okay, it is black or brown. We don't say black, otherwise people would feel bad. So only from white it changed to brown. Otherwise, you are following everything what Britishers have given to you. Okay. Now you tell me what is Quit India movement in 1942? You quit in 1947. All ICS employees, Britishers ICS employees, who were kind of huge in number, they were given opportunity, or judges, that they were given kind of opportunity, or in a sense that facility or privilege to continue in India itself. What rule regulation they changed? Whatever was coming from the Britishers, with the same rule, judge has to give all the judgment, and with same rule and regulation, district collector has to work in the district. They were given privilege to continue all the Britishers ICS employees. Only politically, chief ministers are anyway there, MLA are anyway there, MPs are anyway there. Only PM face will be replaced from the white to brown. So that is the concept of Quit India movement. I'm sorry, quit playing games with my heart.